I'm Amanda Leitner, and welcome to Rochester Rising, where we amplify the stories of Rochester entrepreneurs. Welcome to episode 213 of the podcast. Welcome to the Rochester Rising show today. Whether this is your first time joining us or if you are a frequent listener to the podcast, welcome to the show today, and thank you so much for spending some time with us to learn about entrepreneurship taking place in Rochester, Minnesota. Every week, we come out with a brand new podcast sharing with you stories of the creators, the dreamers, and the innovators, the entrepreneurs within our community here in Rochester, Minnesota. We release a new podcast every week, every Wednesday, and the next day, on Thursday, we follow up with a short story based on a very small piece of the podcast. So we encourage you to check in with both forms of content each week and really all of our stories on the Rochester Rising podcast and on our website at rochesterrising.org. You can listen in to our podcast pretty much wherever podcast exists, on your favorite podcast catcher, on Apple Podcast, on Spotify, and on YouTube. Today on the show, it was my pleasure to chat with Chef Eman Abdulmuaty and her daughter, Dina. Chef Eman was a customer service rep in a bank in Qatar until just a few months ago. She always had a dream of opening a bakery in the U.S. In September of 2020, she moved to Rochester to be closer to her two daughters and her son, and started the process to launch her business, SETO, in the community. Named in deference to Chef Eman's mother, who was a keystone in their family unit, SETO, which translates to grandma in Arabic, serves up a variety of sweets like baklava, apple pie, Mediterranean cookies, and a syrupy sweet cake called basbousa. Launched around the holidays out of Chef Eman's kitchen, she spent the last few months interacting with customers and sharing her passion for baking with the community. This was a wonderful conversation today with Chef Eman and her daughter, Dina. So we'll launch right into the podcast with SETO, a brand new business in the Rochester community.
The bakery is my dream, and so, someone go to the shop, he see dresses, so he look to the dress because he's passionate the dresses. So it's me, when I go to any bakery or any sweet shop, so I look too much to the sweets, and I want to look to the sweets, and I think I can do that, I can do that. And I started to make the sweet from a long time, so I make in our gathering to relative, friends, I make sweets and they like it. And I started doing some sweets, maybe I was working something else, permanent job. So I started do some sweets to my friends, which someone asked me to buy it because I give, so they asked me to buy it. So that's why, okay, I'll do it for you and I sell it for you. So I start from this point. Who ask for me, friends, relative, I do it. Long time. So I make cakes, cookies, like the one you the baklava, everything, all the kind of sweet. And started also for make birthdays, sweets and some savories, and wedding I do, engaged, but all this not here in Rochester. So my dream to do something in Rochester, to just come here and be beside my family, daughters, and my son. So last year in January, this day, I decided to resign from my job, and I start my bakery. And I was not working here in U.S. I working overseas in Qatar. So when I went to resign and I find that they stopped the the planes. Every country closed and no planes, nothing.
For the pandemic, right?
For the pandemic.
Flying.
So I waiting like 2-3 months, waiting for when they open again. So I decided not to resign before they finish with this situation. So I resigned and I can't travel. So they laid me out.
Okay.
In May. So thanks God, they laid me up. I no need because of the pandemic also.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the pandemic, laid me off, and I came here in September after they opened and start to prepare for SETO Bakery.
So how did you get started with baking? How did you
For myself?
Yeah.
How I learn how to so I read many boxes, so self-teaching. I want to go to school, so I look for online schools. Some online school I tried it, but my dream is to study to study the sweets in Paris.
Me too.
Yeah, this was my dream. So I think it's okay. I went to Turkey sometime, wanted a trip to Turkey. So Turkey also is okay because it's near Qatar, so I can go. But when the pandemic came, so they changed my all my plans. So I started looking from long time, looking in the internet, looking for the very famous chefs and pastries and reading books and teach myself and try one recipe and try to get. I add for the recipe. I do my touch, so until I just reach. I test, everybody test. I give them to taste until I get my own recipe. So I write it and confirm it. So I do it many recipes like that. So I not take someone recipe. So I take a recipe. So I just add some touch for this recipe, and just once it's okay, so I start consider it and write it, and I have a book, notebook. I mean, not a book, a notebook to write the confirm it. So
it's the most important book that she has, like a book full of like the
confirming
recipes for her.
Yeah, you gotta make sure that thing's backed up, copied in multiple different places.
With her own handwriting. Yeah, we need to like...
my handwriting, yes.
Yeah. So what were you doing before then in January prior to getting laid off? What kind of work were you doing?
I was working in a bank in Qatar in customer service.
So very different. So this was kind of just a passion, something that
no, during I was working there because my husband's there, so I was with him sometime, then come here to my kids. So I have to work when I was there. So during my job, I just make many events. So after I'm going from work, go home, just looking, maybe there is a wedding, there is an engagement. I mean, many engagement parties, many weddings parties. During I was working. So from long time, I just do this job. But my dream is my own bakery. Something cozy, something very, it gives the sense of all days, and so you feel at home. You drink some tea, some coffee with a sweet. This is my dream. I hope it will soon come true.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So can you talk about the name of the bakery? So what does that mean for people?
The name is it's Arabic word. It's grandma. So my mom is my kid's grandma. It's just she playing a very major role in raising up her daughters and son and granddaughters, and also so they love her so much. And she was like so was very respectful from all the family, and she is wise, and so, and she loved to cook, and she teaches us how to cook, and she loved to like make parties, gathering and planning, and so we just, I think that I get this passion from her. So, and the kids also like her, and she passed away like 4 years ago. So once she passed away, so we decided that the name, because we took it, I hope to do the bakery. So we decided the name of the bakery will be SETO. So because everyone in our family, SETO, what is SETO? SETO do, you know, so playing a very good role in our life. So we decided to name the bakery SETO. So the logo of the bakery also is like hair.
It's her.
Yeah, for hair, but it's not the real photo, but it's like inspiration of her photo.
Yeah, no, I think that's so beautiful and so meaningful. Like you said, it takes you back to home and comfort and, you know, tradition.
Yeah, yes. This is what I want. I want just, it's not for me also. Here, I want just let the people taste the something, other cuisine, because I know that everybody here know baklava. Baklava is Mediterranean.
Yeah. Everyone knows that, but they don't know other things, They're more familiar with baklava,
but if you just, I want to introduce another, just like place, something I like too much, so I want other like it, and I want to see them happy with to just taste it and try it.
Can you talk about some of the desserts that you make that people might not be as familiar with, that you're trying to kind of introduce them?
It's a very, very, very famous food. Not food, it's a sweet. It's basbousa. This is very famous. And, and kunafa. This is what in the menu, but what in the menu is not all the dessert I prepared. So we have many kinds of, like we have rice pudding, so nice, so sweet, and very light. It's famous also. So I introduce it later because I have now only a cottage license, so I cannot make some certain kind of food. So in the future we'll do it because it's very nice. We have something like called Qatar. It's like a dough with yeast dough and fill of like crema or fill of nuts. We put in the oil, fried in the oil, and take from the oil, put in the syrup, and we can put some cream or some pistachio or some nuts. So this is very nice, and many. We have like something called balach sham. It's like a long, like eclair.
Okay.
It's like the eclair, but the eclair we put in the syrup. Most of the Mediterranean sweets is put in syrup. We put in syrup.
Yeah, that was my impression of a Mediterranean treat. I wasn't sure how accurate.
It's put in syrup. Yes.
Yeah.
What about the savories, Mama? You're very popular.
I talking about the sweets, but the things I do like something salty. So I make many kind of canapes, like small toast with like with cinnamon. This is the international thing, but I do something kind of fatire. It's called fatire, like fatire. What is fatire called?
I think it would be called here pies, like cheese pies, za'atar pies.
But it's different recipes than the pies and apple pie, or it's like flour and water and oil, olive oil, salt, like the pizza dough, but it's not a pizza. It's like little different. But we fill it with the cheese, with
so yummy.
cheese with the celery, and sometime beef with onion, and Spanish with onion, and different recipe, but it's taste different than the. So if you think about the pie with cheese, you may think it's the same like pizza, but it's not pizza. Totally different taste than the pizza. We don't put sauce, and just it's melted. It's cheese. Different kind of cheese, not mozzarella. It's called halloumi cheese. Yes, or akawi. It's melt also with the celery. So it's so nice, but it's not in the basin now. Yes, so delicious, especially when it comes from the oven.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the point I like it also when you get the food fresh.
Yes.
Yes, this is my point. So I try to make all the food fresh from. I don't like to keep like few days in the freezer, few days in the fridge. I like it all coming from the oven. This is my concern also. So that's why I think that's why the people like the food, because it's fresh.
Yeah, I remember when Blue Duck event, the Blue Duck Market event.
Yeah.
You made like all the pies, and it was a huge number of pies, all in the same, like a night before or the same morning before the event.
Yeah, I guess some coming from the oven, so I put them different package. Ask people, this is just come from the oven, so they take it.
It's a hard thing to learn. Like, we're having that issue too, making things and not having it made too far in advance from when people buy. So how do you, guess when? So do you wait until someone places an order to make something then, so it's as fresh as possible?
Yeah. I prepare the items. So when at last moment I just add together and put in the oven. Just cause the nuts and prepare the chocolate and do whatever need to be prepared to make it easy, to make it quickly fresh. So
you came to the U.S. in September.
Yeah.
Then when did you start the bakery then?
I just plan. I make a plan to make it on Thanksgiving, but it's not come to Thanksgiving. I start in Christmas, before Christmas, 1st of December.
That's super exciting. So it's been a few weeks. So can you talk a little bit more about Cottage Food and what? So you're making out of your home, and then you have to physically deliver, right? You can't ship.
I have to deliver. I go to deliver by myself, and sometimes. But I have to deliver my face to face. But the good thing is the communion. You can do the community gathering. So the one like Blue Duck is allowed. But it's difficult to just go. But some people, which I know very close, come to take from us from home. So to make it easy for me.
Yeah, it is really nice though, because at least you have the opportunity to try, to understand what people want. Before going like, that's a retail space.
That's why I decided to start step by step. Especially we are now. Everyone stay at home, want to just deliver, and that's it. It's not like before. So I hope in few months the situation will change, so we can look for some place to open a nice place. But I can't now. It's very scary. We don't know about the situation. How long you stay in this situation.
Yeah. So eventually you do want to have your sit down, your go-in bakery.
We now 1 year, no one believes that we can stay 1 year no going outside.
I I know.
You can't go to restaurant to eat. You cannot go to like travel. Yeah, you have to stay at your home.
So you mentioned there's some things you can't make with cottage food. Is it
Something with milk,
Oh, milk. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
like
okay.
cheesecake.
Okay.
And they can do
But
it.
it has to be cooked, like to be able to do it, right? That's what,
They say they like to have to be cooked. It's written like this, but
yeah, yeah.
Like fresh vegetable, I cannot do the fresh
Can't do that.
vegetables.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
fresh
She
fruit.
has many recipes that has that, and it's like her top. But because of that, and we're actually planning to rent a commercial space
Yeah.
for her, so she can get the license, so she can introduce the
More than-
other really good stuff that she makes. Yeah.
But I'm happy to start with a few menus, few type of food to test. I think that people like baklava. Some people like basbousa, so they don't know it, but they like it because yeah. It and the apple pie and the pies, they like it, and so I know what is the potential in the recipe. So I will add more in the future. Maybe next week, within coming week, I will add some new recipes, especially for Valentine. So I will add to our the website. So I start to add few to test the people what they like.
Yeah. And the people really order on the website. Like they just go and select what they want, and it goes to cart, and it orders on the website. And one thing I wanted to add, because it's such an interesting thing we noticed from the Blue Duck Market, we thought that people would like what they're familiar with.
Yeah.
So we introduced more of the apple pies, of the cookies, and all those things. What was interesting is almost everyone that came were like, oh, forget about the cookies. What do you have for baklava? What do you have for Mediterranean?
Cookies.
Like bakeries. They wanted to learn. They had this curiosity to learn, and like it was so exciting for us because this is what we want to do. Like there is a need, and we saw it when we saw people come and really ask, how do you cook that? What's that made of? And they wanted to know. Yeah, that was really exciting.
Yeah. I think the people will take the apple pie and the cookies. That's what they know.
Yeah, we thought that people would, like, I know apple pie, so I'll take it. Yeah.
I learned a lot from the Blue Duck winter market because that was my first really interaction with a lot of customers at once. And that was really kind of validating for me. Like I had a pretty good idea just from, I mean, that wasn't our first time selling things, but, having a back and forth conversation about how to talk about things. But yeah, how was the market for you all? What did you learn? What was the kind of experience like doing that? Because that was your first time in a market too.
Yeah, it was first time, but I was just thinking about it will be very difficult to just take money and use a square and So after maybe 10-15 minutes, I find it so easy. So I experienced myself. So we experienced it within 10 minutes, and the people was very nice, and they have a patience. So if it's sorry, wait, we will make this another time. So they waiting and nothing. They very patient. So. But we have some point to take next time. Like for example, we have for the cash we have to divide it.
We didn't bring any cash. That was a problem.
We have to put the $1 and $5 and 10
we put them all together. Yeah.
So it's a good experience, actually, and I like it so much. So before we just open something, you have to make another 1 and 2, and like this face-to-face interaction with many people. So, you're dealing with only all the time. I dealing with one customer just conversation and take. But if you have a row of people and you want to serve them, and quickly, and that you have to just we have to educate ourselves or like training ourselves for this. Yeah, and this was very good experience what Blue Duck made. And
Yeah. So you guys, what role? So your daughters are here. Did you say a son as well?
I have a son,
And
but
so-
in Iowa.
Oh, okay, still kind of closer than in Qatar.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So, your daughters are at the market with you as
Yeah.
well. What role has family played in the business?
And my other daughter, I have two daughters. Yeah, they help me, and yes, I think they will have a good role all together. Yeah, so they help me for sure. So first, Dina, she's helped me so much in the marketing because she's the one the one he make the website and the advertising and. So the very major help. So Dina number one. So my smallest daughter, Dalia, helped me in the event itself. She was sitting by me, and she was the one who using the calculator.
Well,
She helped a lot, and she helped in packaging because too much, and she helping in the apple pie, the pie, the cut the apple. Huge amount of apples she prepared, and so each one of them has a role. And so my son and Ahmed, son-in-law,
Ahmed, my husband, yeah.
her husband, he took the kids outside.
Babysit the kids. That's the most important.
And my other daughter husband also take the small kids, so they keep the house empty for us. Like she left, they slept in Minneapolis, so everyone helped me so much to just introduce them, and this is still helping me.
I think it's just more for us. It's like it feels like a family bonding time more than just like we had so much fun with it. Like
Yeah.
with Mama, like
packaging and how to do that? Put this here. Okay, it was nice time.
Yeah, like we were like and she hasn't really lived with us for a while, and like I'm so glad that she decided that she would come with us. Like it's almost like 20 years or even less.
No, 20 years.
17 years.
When they
She
in
was
the
in
college.
Qatar and we were here, and we came to study here in the US. So it was always us like going to her and staying like every year or something for a couple of months. So it's like finally this is like the greatest thing that happened during the pandemic, that she would come and
it's not for the pandemic.
not because of the pandemic. She had it planned beforehand, but the pandemic made the
okay, thank you.
That has to be that's such a beautiful story. I didn't realize you had only been here for a few months, and that's that's so wonderful that you get to like. I had the same thing with my parents, and now they're moving. I mean, they're just across the other side of the country, not across an ocean.
Oh, across the ocean,
It's been 12 years, and now they're, spending more time here.
But, all the time while I just make order for people over there, I thinking about this is experience for USA. This is an experience for the USA. This is my aim to open something here. I never think to open something there. So this is
like she had
my
vision.
eye here. Yeah, the vision is here. Yeah.
It was always to open something here. I completely understand what you're saying. Because it's like, you spend all this time growing up or maturing through your 20s, early 30s without parents around.
Yeah.
And then you realize how much you need them. You never stop needing your parents.
Yes.
You almost need them more, I feel like, at this point.
The more you get older, the more
you need
them and appreciate everything they've done for you. Like And when you see your kids, when you have kids, it's even more and more and more. The love grows really. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So what has it felt like? The reception in the community, people seem to love what you're doing. You know, how does that feel to you to have this dream? You're doing it and seeing how well people are reacting to it. What does that feel like?
Okay, when I see people like it, so this is what give me the very happiness. This is my happiness, yes, and it's give me like the desire to do more and more, to create a new thing to please them. This is my aim. This is my dream is just to introduce the new recipe and they love it. And when they love the new recipe, I was very, very happy. This, maybe nothing else can just make me happy like this. Yeah. So I was very happy when the people like it, especially when they try a new thing and they ask me to get it more or they order again. This is make me very, very, very satisfied if they order again. So this is give me the feeling that they like it. Yeah.
Sweets are definitely the way to the heart.
Yeah. I like to see people. This is. I like to see people happy with what I give them or just what I make. So even I can, if someone tell me anything, just advice. This is too sweet. I try to make changes immediately, and ask people. It's okay. Give me your opinion or what. So that's why I want to do something everybody love. Yeah.
So what do you guys want to do next? What are kind of the next steps? It sounded like commercial kitchen.
Next, I want to introduce more recipes, more plates. So I have to get a commercial kitchen and get a different license, like to allow me to make more. So we will see around if we can find any place, my dream place. So I have very specific like design or shape or in my mind. So if I find some place, I will take it.
You're looking.
Yeah, we're looking that, but I give like 2 months from now to start. But now if I find, I will get it. But the next step, the nearest step is to get a license with a commercial kitchen.
Yeah, I think people don't realize
because I have many interesting plates recipes, so I have to introduce it.
Yeah,
and even to just decide what is I will offer in my bakery, so I have to test the market.
Yeah, and there are so many licenses for food. I don't think people realize, commercial kitchen, cottage food, and then, wholesale, retail, food truck. There are so many.
I look for something to do. I look in the internet, so I find, what is the cottage? I don't know about the cottage. So I read, okay, I got it. I will get first. So I decided to get first the cottage because I found this is the first step. I have to do it from the beginning. Yeah. Even I don't know the market here. Yeah, the market here. I am very new to the market. I know some food from the grocery store. Then when I go, I know, but I don't know what exactly the people will order.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what you're figuring out now.
Yeah.
I think that was all that I had. I really enjoyed learning more about your story. Well, I guess one question to wrap up on, why do you love doing this? What makes you get up every day and want to bake, want to share what you're doing with others? Why do you love doing this?
Why I love to do that?
Yeah.
Why? Why? I don't know why. Why I love, don't know why I love, but I know that I love to stay in the kitchen. I love to do recipe, and if I stay 24 hours doing something I love, I will never feel tired. I love it. So I love to do it, and I love to see the result. So not only doing, sometimes I do. And if someone not using it, so some I do at home. So they tell, it's sweet, oh, we can do. I become very sad. So I want people to eat the food. So
It's like a challenge, right? She takes it as a challenge. Like, I'll make you love it.
Right.
So I'll make it again until it's perfect.
Right.
No, yeah, I love the hours I spent to. It's it's like therapy. It's like relieving. So I like to spend time. So I feel very relaxed. I feel very relaxed. Some people don't like the kitchen, but I like the kitchen. I like spend time in the kitchen. I like the oven. I like the smell of the baking. So the cinnamon smell. Cinnamon. It's my favorite. So that's why I love the kitchen. I love to bake. I love to share with the people. Even I can give, but I find that, oh, it's nice. It's delicious. So, okay. I'm okay now.
I think that makes a lot of sense to me. I think, that was all the questions that I had. Thank you so much for sharing this story with us. I can't wait to see what's next for you all.
I hope. Yeah.
Going to the next Blue Duck on the 27th?
Yes.
Okay, this will be out before then, so people can know.
We're so excited about. We're gonna triple the amount because it was gone. Like we were like with empty. Like we didn't have anything on the table an hour before the event ended. And people even like we got message like you guys need to double or triple the amount.
But you don't know until you go and do it. You don't want to make too much.
Exactly. That's what we were scared of, like making too much and going home with a lot of bakings. We were planning on where are we gonna send those bakings that we made for the event.
Right.
So we like had like a plan where. If nothing sold,
we give this to
we're gonna give this person and that person as gifts out to the community. But it was a good surprise that
I'm glad I came over and bought cookies when I did, because I was gonna wait till the end, and I went over and there was just like one box of cookies, and some lady grabbed them from in front of me, and I was like, okay, guess those are yours. I'll take this other one. But they were delicious. I had the chocolate chip and caramel.
Yeah.
They only lasted like a day. We ate them in like a day with 2 people.
I have to try the pistachio. Chocolate one. It's like my favorite. It's so good, and it's like something that Mama she actually is like, oh, it would be nice to put those two together. I'm like, that sounds like a good idea. I don't know if I had it before here.
I don't know, maybe, but this is my.
But the way you made it
this is
different.
My creation. Yeah.
You like to experiment in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Gotta make it yours.
Yeah, because it's the pistachio color matching with the white chocolate and the taste. Or I have another one we'll get in the Valentine. Red color cookies.
Okay. The what? Which one?
Red color cookies.
Yeah, red cookies. Yeah.
Red color cookies, but it's with almond and with raspberry.
Ooh, that sounds delicious. I do like almond cookies, and you don't see them that much. I mean, outside of Italian baking, you don't really.
It tastes. It will taste good. Yeah. You'll try in Valentine or maybe in.
I'm excited. Are those on your website yet, or coming out
Not
in
yet. We need to.
February?
No, I put it. I have to.
Yeah.
We have to edit the website.
Yeah, we need
But
to add the.
I make a few new kind of sweets. So to add one time to edit the.
Yeah, we need to like take pictures of the item, so we can add it in the website.
So people can order.
People can order it. Yeah.
I found that food photography is actually really hard. How is
We need.
we need like a shop or a workshop?
Yeah, my brother-in-law, he actually does it as a non-profit thing. So all the proceeds, like he photographs, and he photographed a lot of the SETO stuff.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was his first time, but he did a great job.
Yeah,
So we're thinking maybe like even from the community, we'll ask around to hire someone that does. I know a couple of people that does. It's. I think it's like you need to be experienced in that area with the lighting, the perfect. I know that some people spray things on food to make it look shiny or something.
No, but I want it natural.
Yeah, like
you
she
want it to
wants
be.
the same.
I like the natural.
Yeah.
Or the natural sake. I like the how to be natural.
Natural look, like not have it look like plastic.
Yeah.
It's like the turkeys. Everyone knows when you see a turkey and it's brown in a picture, that's not what it looks like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I find food photography to be, if it doesn't fit, I have a little light box that I bought for like $20. If it doesn't fit in there, I have a problem.
Yeah, we bought like so many things, and at the end I'm like, I showed them I tried to take pictures.
Yeah.
I quit from the first time because they're like, no, that does not look like how it looks in Instagram and Pinterest. So I was like, okay, let me hire someone that does that stuff. Yeah.
I have a thought for you, but I'll wait until we're done. But well, thanks so much for this conversation today. I really appreciate your time and getting to chat again. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
This was such a wonderful conversation today. A big thank you to Chef Eman and Dina for taking time to sit down and chat with us and share their story. If you have not checked out SETO Bakery yet, you can head over to their website, check them out on social media. We have those links in our show notes. And like they said, they will be at the next Blue Duck Local Food Market, which will be held on February 27th from 10 to 2 in the Blue Duck Kitchen event space. Thanks so much for tuning in to our podcast today and for sharing some of your day with us and hearing stories of entrepreneurship taking place in Rochester, Minnesota. It's a big help for us if you subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening in, and make sure that you rate the podcast so that more people can find it and hear about the innovation taking place in Rochester. We'll see you here next week with a brand new episode.